Good morning, folks. Say I got a new tool in this weekend. It's right here. Now, before I talk about this tool, I have to explain something here. This is a Lee 38 357 Magnum, 38 Special 357 Magnum Factory Crimp Die. And I'll show you its importance here in a second. Now, for the purposes of this video, I will be using fake ammunition. These are snap caps. It's not live ammunition, so I don't want anybody to worry about that. And firearms unloaded. Firearm is unloaded. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this 3-die set here of RCBS, and I'll tell you what it does. This first die right here, and these are carbide dies, so you don't have to use lube on them. What this first die does is, you see that pin right there? Okay, as you're pushing the shell up into the case, it decaps the pin on the bottom of a shell. I mean, the primer. Once that primer is spent, it pushes it out. It also resizes the shell, because when you fire them, your shell expands and they need to be shrunk back down to size. So what this does here is it pops out your primer and it sizes your shell. That's the whole purpose of that die right there. This die right here what that does is the mouth of the case right here, it flares it a little bit, so that when you put a bullet in it to start it, the bullet starts easy, and then you can press it down and seat the bullet to the length it's supposed to be. So the whole purpose of this one die right here is just to flare the mouth of the case where the bullet meets the case. And this last die right here, the purpose of this die is this part right here pushes your bullet down into the case, it seats your bullet, and then this other adjustment right here crimps your bullet right around the edge of the case right here. It crimps your case to the bullet, securing it good and tight. So what happens is, when you just use this die right here and you run your bullet up into there, if you put too much of a crimp on it with this die, if you try to put too strong of a crimp, it'll actually bulge the case a little bit down here. The case will just widen just a tad, and then the bullet won't drop into your gun. So that's a problem. Now, if you don't put too strong of a crimp on it, that won't happen. The problem is with firearms like this, they have a tubular magazine. The cartridges go inside this magazine right here, and that magazine has a strong spring on it. So when you're taking your cartridges and you're putting them inside the firearm, what happens is, when you get a few in there, that spring is so strong that it actually takes and pushes the fake bullets don't work too good in this gun here. What it actually does is it takes the bullet and it'll push it down into the shell casing, and that's no good. You know, you'll end up with higher pressures, and it's just not good. So you need to put a strong crimp on the bullets if you're going to shoot them out of a firearm like this. But as I said, using this one here, it can bulge the bottom of the case. Okay, so now we go to the Factory Crimp Die. The Factory Crimp Die, on the inside here, you can probably see the collar. It has a carbide collar in there, and as you're running the cartridges up into the die, it sizes the size of the case, puts a crimp on it, and then as you're pulling it back out, it sizes the case again. So it just gets sized in and out, making for a perfect fit in your firearm every time. And the way I gauge that is I use a case gauge here. I got it from the shooter's box. This one's for 38 special. I have one for 357 too. And it measures the case, the total cartridge length. It measures the head space. It measures the diameter of the case. And if it fits in there, it's going to fit in your gun. So if you can load your cartridge, drop it in there like that, it's loaded correctly. If it's not sticking up over the top of the case or out the bottom, it's correct. So that one die, and I'm going to hold this up here so you can see the directions on it here. What I'll do is I'll put it up here like this, and then I'll let you pause it and read it, and then I'll do the back side. You can pause it and read it. So basically what this case gauge, what this factory die does is ensure that your bullets, your cartridges, when they come out, aren't going to be bulged out over here from putting too strong of a crimp on the end. It's going to keep your case perfectly sized, and you won't have any trouble with it. So that's the reason why I bought this new tool. I was having trouble with bulge cases, trying to crimp them tight enough for this rifle here. And you know, if that's something you're having trouble with, you might want to try that too. So anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. You guys make my day a lot of times with your comments, and I just want you to know I appreciate that. And by the way, this is a Rossi lever action 357 Magnum. There's a steel butt plate on it here, stainless steel. And this demonstration one that I was using here is a Smith & Wesson Model 10 38 Special. Folks, thanks again for watching. I appreciate y'all. I hope maybe I explained things correctly. If I didn't, I'm sorry about that. Have a great day, and may God bless you all. Take care.